Hello everyone, it's Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in Serpentland. I've been away for a little while, and this guy is making a very loud noise, at least in my ears. Might not be so bad for you. I think I have a different audio level on the in the recording software than I do on in regular desktop sounds. Good. Anyway, I thought since it has been so long since we checked up on any of our farms, the automated ones, that I would check up on them on camera. Okay. Apparently, this one hasn't been doing so much work since the last time I looked at it. But 64 and 20 is a pretty good amount of slime blocks. More than I need, certainly, at least at the moment. Albeit that will probably change as soon as I want to start anything big, but still, whatever. It works. It's a slime come at least. Anyway, I wanted to also check up on the iron farm. Your disappointment. I guess it hasn't been so long since I checked up on them last. I thought it had been. Maybe they just haven't been loaded. Yeah, that's probably it. Anyway, the pumpkin and melon farm, however, has been doing rather well. I used to I used to come down and harvest it every now and then, but ooh yeah, extended inventory. I found it. That's been lost for a while. Not as long as the backpack of usefuls has been lost, but a while nevertheless. I think I just butchered my train of thought personally. I have no idea what I was talking about. Probably the pumpkin and melon farm. Oh yeah, I used to come over and harvest it every now and then I gave up because I have as many pumpkins and melons as I wanted. Yeah, so on the subject of the backpack of usefuls, I can't remember the last time I saw it. Yeah, I can't remember it. I've looked most places in many chests and in many sites that I've been. It's possible that it might be over at the drill. I doubt it though. I'll head over there anyway, though. I miss it, sniff. Yeah. So, I can't remember what I was talking about before I went on either of those rants. Now I'm lost. But, oh, right, it's over here. Okay. But, in any case, I think we might as well get on to what I want to do today, because I have a couple plans for the future. One of which I will implement now, the other of which will probably be implemented either next episode or some other time, depending. No, nothing of consequence here. Interesting. Well, I guess that's not so surprising. I did say it probably wasn't here. Yeah. Still, the drill's been working pretty well, by the way. I haven't really used it so much, but it's definitely working, and it did give us something. Took me long enough. So let's see. Oh, okay. I was going to do something totally different. Once again, I'm not sure what it was going to be, but it was going to be something definitely not this, but flying over here, I found this. Okay, so how many of you remember this contraption? Raise your hand. Be honest. Do you remember what this is for? I'll put a poll in. I'm interested to know. Yeah. Okay. The poll is done. You don't have another chance unless you want to pause it right now. Have you paused it? Okay. If you haven't answered now, you run out of chances. Anyway, this, my fine, not so feathered friends, at least I think you're probably not so feathered. This is the universal hostile mob spawn blocker in its unfunctional state. For those of you who don't remember, this is a contraption that will block all hostile mob spawns in anywhere in the world when I turn it on. It won't when I turn it off. And that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But it does require, I believe, 28 vindicators for my render distance of 8 chunks. I think it's 79 for the render distance of 16. So for once, I'm glad that my computer's a little bit weak and needs the render distance down. How do we get those vindicators? Well, a long time ago, I did actually go capture as many vindicators as we could possibly want, unless I turn my render distance up, in a fortress. Oh yeah, there's probably a lot of these people. My axe. No, I'm not sorry about the axe. Don't worry. Yeah, I have a spare, and that one was too expensive to repair or put mending on, so I was just using it until it broke anyway. As I was saying, though, vindicators. I captured a bunch of them, and just so I got a bunch of vindicators, and they're all trapped in a in an unearthly long tunnel, or at the end of one in the Nether. At a pit in the end, right below the portal to the mansion, and I want to, this episode, fix the issue of them not being as in their cell as they should be. I want to put them in the cell that will get the hostile mob spawner to work. So, that requires, and this is why it hadn't been done yet. This requires a whole bunch of rails, because I don't want to I don't want to have them chase me down the halls the whole way, which is what I had planned previously, which is why, once again, it's not done. And it does require something like a good 3,000 rails, maybe. So that's quite a lot of iron if you think about it. And I don't know. I could either... Sorry about that. I could either make all the rails and maybe wait several thousand years for the iron, or I could duplicate them. Mumble. I could duplicate them, which is a possibility, I admit. I'm not sure though. I might do the I might do the duplication just because I really don't want to have to put this off, because I'm really excited for it all of a sudden. But I don't know, since I don't have the iron, it might be cheating. Sort of like getting yourself iron, even if it is in the form of rails. And I'm not so hot on the iron front, as you may have noticed. Where did I put all of it? Was it in here? Oh no, it was in a redstone box. Anyway, I don't know. I need to think it over for a second. All right, I think I'm just going to dupe them because I don't want to put it off. I really want to do this. It's going to be really fun. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to duplicate them. As bad as that may or may not be. Yeah. Really? That took four shots to kill the zombie. This sword is not really so great, as you may have noticed by looking at the enchantments right there. Maybe that's good. I don't know. Boop, boop. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it can push that much. I don't have a button. Okay. What sort of a foolish person would leave a hole like that? I mean, honestly, what sort of irresponsible lump would do something like that? Okay. Perhaps I should have gleaned as much from the fact that there was a stone block on top of it, because I never fill those. I had some sticks already. I never fill those holes in with dirt, except that I just did, but that's not important. What a weak piston. Okay. Can you push this much? Good. It's not working. Does it need to be a powered rail? I think it does. Okay. Alright. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see if it can handle a couple more pieces of rail. Pop. Good. And then maybe one more. Am I getting greedy? Yeah, I'm getting greedy. Okay. Okay, so this is our rail input, apparently. And as you can see, a bunch of rails are springing out of thin air. And stop. Okay, good work, Squelchs. So let's see how many rails I have. I haven't done it for very long, I admit. So I guess I don't really have that many. So I guess time to get back to work. Yeehaw! I got a couple extra pistons in case you had. Alright, so I have where'd my shulker box go? This one, I imagine. Yep. I have a bunch of rails. This and also this. I'm hoping it'll be enough for a good distance of the track, of the tunnel actually. If not, it's a very long tunnel. Although I suppose that's not really exciting new news or anything. We already knew it was a very long tunnel. So let's make a couple minecarts as well. After all, if we want to take the vindicators back, we need minecarts. One of which needs to be a furnace minecart. Okay, so I think it's about time that we tried and railed up that tunnel. So I think I'll do that. Well, that's done right there. And I have, after a decent struggle, gotten enough minecarts for all the vindicators. So we should have no trouble there. Next, what I want to do is I want to make sure that there's no vindicator murdering trap on the way through the tunnel, that we're going to lose them all in, because that would be a total disaster. Yeah, so I want to make sure about that. And as you may have noticed in the in the time lapse, the tunnel is very long, and it does take an awfully long time to walk. But I dug it out to 3 blocks tall, and that means that I can now do this. 2 blocks tall, you have ouch. At 2 blocks tall, you have to spend a little bit of extra fireworks, making sure that you don't land. Ow. Yeah. It's still sort of painful because I don't have any webs in. I was too lazy and I didn't have any at the time, so yeah, right there. But yeah, you do still have to use quite a few fireworks in this tunnel to make sure that you don't land halfway down it. Although I don't think that would be a disaster. I mean, I just took off again, but still, swoop down, pick up a bit of netherrack. Yeah. So this is very firework intensive, I suppose. That's right. I don't have a. I guess I didn't finish the rail line, so I'm glad I brought this iron with me. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to figure out what's going to need filling in or editing so that we don't lose any vindicators. And then, of course, I also wanted to patch up the holes that resulted in lava spills. Let's see. I'm going to go with 32 first. That'll definitely be enough to patch up the holes. Whether it'll be enough to patch up the lack of reaching the end is another story, but yeah, let's just move on with it and hope everything goes well. I have reached our first subject. Let's pop that down. Oh, we really need to make sure that he doesn't die due to those blocks. So get ready to mine them, Serpent. Is he in there? I can't tell. Whoa. You, sir, are most definitely not allowed to do that. Did you see that? He just broke the law. He walked onto tracks. You disgust me. Looks like I'm going to have to build my way over him. Yeah. Not a big deal, but I expected to obey the law. I mean, vindicators don't have a lot of manners or anything, and they've got a very big axe, but I do expect them to obey the law. Okay, let's see if we can get him in a minecart this time. Of course, I don't have a minecart on me, but ugh, my inventory is so absurdly full. It's all the netherrack that's just lying around and on the ground, because as you run through and mine it, it just drops on the ground as your inventory fills up, and then and then the chunks unload and it just stays there, and then the next time you come along, your inventory fills up again. Yeah. That was not a yeah. It was an yeah. There's a subtle difference. Yeah. Ow. Let's break the track here. I was trying to save you, and you repay me like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to patch up the hole over here again, and then get to it with the rest of them. They're not all just standing around in the hallway, though. They'll be easier than him most of the time, and I think most of them will obey the law. He likes me. He doesn't have his axe. He doesn't have his axe out. Look away. Well, turns out, we have a lot more distance to cover with rails than I was anticipating. So, we're going to have to go back and get us some more rails, so that we can fix it. Yeah, so I expected that we were almost done with the tunnel because the vindicators were cropping up in the middle of it from when I missed. From when I tried to from when I tried to just have them chase me down the tunnel. As you may have expected, that didn't really work out so well. So I sort of left them in the tunnel blocked up until I could get some rails, and that's what I've done. And now I need to go back and get some more so that we can finish it up. I've used almost exactly a stack of these thingies of fireworks, getting from here to there and back through the nether. Luckily, I do have a lot of gunpowder and probably more paper than I'll ever need, which is not to say very much, but there you go. So, I'm pretty good with that. I'm not going to run out or anything, but it's just a bit surprising that I've gone through a whole stack going from one place to another in the nether. I suppose it's not a very efficient method firework-wise, but still. Anyway, I'm just over here apparently getting more fireworks for my transportation bag. And then also, of course, getting some more rails. Whoops. I guess that sort of serves me right for not pausing between corners to heal. Okay, this is a little bit annoying. Here we are at the corner, about, I don't know, 40 blocks that way is the holding cell for all of them. And over here is where I ran out of rails. I think what I'm just going to try is, I'm simply going to pick up a few of them and then try and just bring them over to here. I'm not going all the way back. I was just about to go over to the patch of mismatched rails that I started to place down when I ran out of normal ones, and remove them, but I don't have anything to replace them with, come to think of it, so that would have been a little bit far-fetched. Okay, fine. So, yeah. It's always terrifying doing this, mainly because of that. I don't know how to fix that, though. Okay. Good. Actually, come to think of it, I shouldn't have him in there. Don't punch your head into the rock. These guys are actually pretty fast. Okay, are you going to obey by the law? Good. Law-abiding citizen. Okay, so I'm going to break a couple tracks here. I know I have a fallback position for if things go nasty, which they undoubtedly will. So, hey, you there with the large axe. Don't ignore me. Ow! Ooh, these guys are very painful. I've experienced that axe many times before, so I suppose I already knew that, but still. Okay. So, if things get hairy, I can just walk back here and then I'm safe again. So, let's see. I'll put a block here, and then a track. Break that. Okay, good. He ran forward. I was going to do something to that effect. Is he in there? It's so hard to tell. If I right-click the minecart and I get in and I'm pummeled to death, then he wasn't sitting in the minecart. Darn it. Okay. I've got... Well, okay, never mind. I don't have a limited number of minecarts, but I don't want that minecart that I left back there to despawn before I'm done with this guy. You there. Okay. I'll do the first one on camera and then the rest of them not. That wasn't supposed to happen, by the way. But, fair enough, fair enough. My ends have been reached. Let's not give him an escape route. Okay, good. So, I'm just going to do that, essentially, with the rest of them. Well, you know how painful that was, because of the lack of rails? Well, I decided to, upon realization that it would not be a good idea to do this without them, since the, right now they're all nicely packed up in a tight little spot, and, easy to move, and if I let them out into the corridors to lure them over to the start, it's going to be a big pain. Anyway, I realized that, and I actually managed to find some rails in one of the shulker boxes. So apparently I'm not very remembery with the, with where I place my rails. They were in the redstone box. Figures. I thought that, before I dismantle it, of course, you might like to, be witness to the giant mosh pit of, vindicators. Apparently it's not as big a mosh pit as I was expecting. More of them must be in the, mansion still. Okay. So, I suppose we should, start... Well, actually, I haven't finished the rail yet. I just realized. Of course. Dang it! Ah! That's not good. That's not good. The mosh pit of vindicators. So I put down a rail, I put a minecart on it, a vindicator hopped in, it started suffocating in the block, I broke the block, and all the vindicators jumped up onto my platform and killed me. So, they're... Oh yeah, I don't have elytra. So, they're going to be a little bit protective of that stuff at this point. Yeah, I'm going to have a good time getting that back. I can tell you that much. Yeah. So, that's a complication of the plan. These bridges got very, very tricky to climb since the chisel and bits update that attach the fences to those things. Yeah. So, what to do today? No, not today. So, yeah, we've got a bit of a dilemma on our hands. I guess I'll just have to lure them all away and then block them and then do a bunch of stuff and then get my stuff back. Yeah, however, those chunks aren't loaded at the moment, which is quite nice. So I think I'll just leave it there for now. Or maybe I'll fetch it. But either way, the end of the episode is regrettably drawing nigh. Yeah, there are my cookies. Yeah. So, I've got a bit of a walk ahead of me, and I think, I don't think I'll subject you to the horrors of it. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We will get this done at some point. Not now, apparently, but at some point. But in any case, that's about all I have time for, so hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.